gentlemen, boys and girls, it is about that time. Keep your hands up and keep your head on a swivel. The Haymakers and Submissions podcast is here. We woke up and chose violence today. Stick and stay for combat sports talk at its finest, coming your way now.
Welcome everybody to the Haymakers and Submissions podcast. I'm Drew, he's Chops. We're talking all things combat sports. Talking about the fight weekend of July 12th coming up, and there's a lot going on, not just in boxing, but also in UFC. Chops, how you doing?
I'm good, man. 56 days till NFL season opener. You know what I mean? NFL. And here, let me ask you something. I know you're looking forward, diehard Lions fan as you are. Mm-hmm. Two questions. Number one, do you watch a lot or put a lot into preseason? That's the first part of it.
I put no stock into wins and losses.
Okay.
I put next to no stock into the starters playing. I do positional battles between the second and third string guys at key positions.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask. Do you remember last season who you were looking at during preseason? Will they make it? Could they get in the rotation? Was there anybody that surprised you, shocked you?
I was looking at the D line. They had drafted Akai Wingo, the defensive tackle, and I was looking at guard too. But although Christian Mahogany was actually out due to illness and he didn't play a lot, now he's going to end up being their starting left guard this year. Now, so it's guys like that you wanted to look at. Colby Sorsdal's a guard that came to mind. I was wanting to look at him, how he was going to play inside, because you knew how to, you just assume, okay, the starting five are locked in, but you want to see how, who's the number one guard off the bench, who's the number one tackle off the bench, things like that.
Yeah, I got you.
Hendon Hooker was another guy I was watching to see how he was developing. He developed more, but I don't know what's going on there. They don't seem to have a lot of confidence in him right now, and I don't know why that is. There's not a lot that's written about it. Still a lot of upside though. It's just he's 27 or 28 now.
You could say there's upside because now if you've got the talent and haven't taken a lot, you can play till you're damn near 40, over 40. You know what I'm saying? Where before, remember Chris Wanke came out as a rookie, 26, 27, and they were like, dude, you're so old. You know what I mean? But now it's completely different. So, but here's the thing, man. And I don't know. There's a lot of guys that go to the major, the FBF schools, like in the big programs, the Alabamas, the Tennessees, whatever, the Miami, Florida States, that do work in college. And a lot of times they get to the NFL, it doesn't pan out. And I wonder, did their supporting cast make them look so much better than they were? You know what I mean? I think that a lot about the Alabama quarterbacks. If you look at the guys at Alabama who, whether, A.J. McCarron, McElroy, guys who have won championships and done well, but then they get to, or even the guys at Ohio State, you look at quarterbacks from Ohio State, but then when they get to the league, they don't do a whole lot. And I just wonder, what is it? And you don't know. And here's the thing to me, why the draft to me is the biggest crapshoot. Love it because of that. Because you have guys that, as they say, we put money into this guy. They'll put money into a first round, and then he'll be a flop. He won't work out. Mm-hmm. And they'll say, well, he didn't fit our system. Then you should be fired.
Yeah.
Because you know your system. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Like in college, you recruit guys who fit your system. If you have a guy who is the greatest thing in a position since sliced bread and he doesn't fit your system, either you fire your head coach and or that position coach or that coordinator, whatever side to go, because you want that talent. But if you don't, then don't draft. I don't get that. I don't get how guys draft guys in 2-3 years. He didn't fit our system. You do that when you draft him.
It also can be code language too. He was a problem in the locker room or a problem off the field, and we just don't want to talk about. But yeah, you're right. That's an indictment on your scouting staff and or you as the general manager.
Yeah,
you made the pick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hear you. That you got to do your homework. There's
absolutely. But yeah, man, we got some great fights. Actually, we talk about this week. We got some good stuff heading into the next couple weeks.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? The next few weeks. So I'm ready to go, big dog. I'm ready. Let's hit the ground running.
Yeah,
let's do
it's
it.
Gonna be a good show. Next week's show is going to be amazing. The July 19th fights are going to be. I mean, there's so many of them. Multiple TVs.
Yeah. Oh, without question, it's going to be like the old school years ago in the 90s, 91, whatever have you, graduating high school. I remember having your main TV, right? Your main TV in the living room, and then us bringing 15-inch or 13, 12-inch, and we'd have multiple TVs on the one big TV with all the like 2 or 3 bowl games going at one time. Yeah, man, it's going to be a good one next week. For the next couple weeks, we've got some things, men and women, going on, different organizations, and I say different carriers, DAZN, Netflix. We got a lot going on, man. So this, if you're not a fight fan, this is a good week and a good stretch to start, because there's going to be something for you. Whether you like the heavyweights, whether you like the medium-sized guys, little guys, females, American fighters, European fighters, Latin fighters, you got everything. So it's a good one coming up, man.
Oh yeah. All right, let's jump into it, man. We got UFC Fight Night coming up on Saturday at the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville. I lived 45 minutes from there, Chops. I was in Clarksville, Tennessee. I spent quite a few days there. It's a cool arena. But we got UFC Fight Night. We got Derrick Lewis and Tallison Teixeira going. What do you think? It's a heavyweight bout.
The Black Beast, Derrick Lewis. Okay, here's what we got. First off, if this fight goes the distance, there's going to be boos. There's going to be boos, because Derrick Lewis has been in a fight or two where he's basically just looking at you, not throwing 5 to 7 punches around. You know what I mean? This Tallison is so young, you don't know what he has. Now, yes, Tallison is 8-0 with 7 KOs and a submission, right? And a submission. But I think his combined opponent's record is like 30-40 or 29-39, something like that. Now, the kid is young, but he's doing what he's supposed to do with the guys put in front of him. Okay. Now, and I started off with the young buck. Let's go with the young buck first, right? Tallison, like I said, 25 years old, 8-0, 7 KOs, and he has a submission. Okay. Now, he's 6'7", but with long limbs, and he knows jiu-jitsu. But he likes to bang, and he doesn't fight like he's 6'7". I don't want to get into that, but you know what that means. He's not using his length to his advantage like he should. You know what I mean? Yeah. And but again, he's 25. Now, I don't know how long he's been doing this, but you would think he's been tall all his life. It's not like he had a 10, 12-inch growth spurt over the last 2-3 years. He should have, you know what I mean? But they say, some even basketball players are clumsy. They have to work. And maybe that's what we're dealing with. I don't know. But I do know, even in his fights where he was on Dana White's Contender Series, and I watch it, and I watch a lot of it, he won it and did well. But he was taking shots. Now, I don't know if those guys couldn't bust an egg with an overhand right. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's got a chin of granite. I don't know. I do know, however, if he does not have a chin, or if he does have a chin, he's going to find out come Saturday night. Because Derrick Lewis, when he throws, fantastic. And here's the thing: Derrick Lewis has the most KOs in UFC history. That's what he does. That's what he does. He is not taking you to deep waters and gonna beat you with a tactical game plan. Now, he's had, of course, first round knockouts, last round knockouts. He was fighting a guy, Volk, as in Derrick Lewis, and he's losing, and then boom, like that, lights out. He is a definitely work smarter, not harder type fighter. He is not going to throw 10 punches when all he needs is one. So he does not throw punches in bunches. In boxing, we'll say throw combinations. He might block that first, second, possibly that third shot. When you're throwing punches in bunches, he may not see that fourth shot. That's not Derrick Lewis. That is not Derrick Lewis at all. Now, everything with the size, the height, the reach, it is in Tallison's favor. He's younger. He's got the better gas tank. He's got a better toolbox. But there's just so many unknowns about him. And then you look at your boy Lewis. Lewis hasn't fought in like a year. You know what I mean? He literally hasn't fought in like a year. He's 5-5 over his last 10 fights. So Derrick Lewis, because he's taking a layoff, and heavyweights, they can tend to go a little bit longer than some of these smaller guys.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say longer in their careers, up into the 40, whatever have you, because they have so much power, because their bodies don't take a lot of beating, because their fights don't go into those deep waters. Cool. So a lot of people are worried that the lights may be too big for Tallison. He comes out and freezes up. People are also worried because your boy Derrick Lewis, the Black Beast, has been known to just stand there. I mean, everybody thought him and Ngannou was going to be a war. They stood there and nobody did anything. I don't see that happening. I see Derrick Lewis thinking, if I can win this, not sure it'll put me back in the title contention. However, if he wins this and wins it in spectacular fashion, it could set him up to fight a big with a fight, against him and Aspinall. I don't know. I mean, I'm jumping ahead of myself, but I think Derrick Lewis is going to look at this. If I can win and win impressively, boom, it can put me right back there. I think you had a Derrick Lewis who's a plus 210. He's a plus 2. So 115 is about pick'em. So I think they're going with Teixeira a lot of this because the undefeated record, knockouts everywhere. He's younger. Derrick Lewis is 5-5. I'm just hoping my man Derrick. I'm going with Derrick Lewis. I know everything. The smart money on paper is going with Tallison. I think there's a lot to be said about experience. When this guy gets in, he doesn't have the proper head movement. He doesn't use his length properly. And I think the Black Beast is going to take advantage of that. I really do. And if Derrick Lewis wins, I'm really interested to see what this cat says in his post-fight interview. He's phenomenal. He's just as entertaining in his interview as he is during his knockout power in his fight. So if you're and the card is not full of big names, but there's some scrappy fighters, and they could, you know what I mean? If you like combat, if you like to see guys throwing left and throwing kicks, this is going to be a decent card. It's going to be a good card if you like fights.
So you like Lewis, and I know I believe it's next week. We got there's a couple good ones coming up.
Oh yeah. We'll get into that too. Yeah. I don't want to jump ahead because you know me, I can talk the whole hour on UFC.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. But I'm gonna go Derrick Lewis. I'm going for the look. He's an older cat. I'm an older cat. I got Unitedy, brother.
Oh, I hear you. Hey, you know what's interesting though? Teixeira has the height and reach advantage by about 4 inches each, but the leg, believe it or not, Lewis is like 43.5 inches to his 40.
Yes.
So the fact that Teixeira fights lower and doesn't take advantage of his height and reach, that could be a disadvantage if Lewis wants to play that game a little bit. Like you said, he likes to throw a lot. So
well, and you're right. If Lewis had any sort of ground game or threw kicks, I don't know if that. Honestly, I don't know if Derrick Lewis in his entire career has 5 takedowns. I really don't think. I mean, I don't even know if he's attempted 5 or 6. He doesn't throw many kicks. But he's agile. He's agile, and he's a lot more athletic than you would think. He has a knockout of a flying knee, or he's thrown a flying knee. So you're right. But his legs are longer, but he doesn't throw kicks. But maybe, hey, he's been out for a year. Maybe he's working on that front snap kick. Maybe he's working on that T kick. We'll see. We will see.
Never know. Yep.
Yeah,
UFC Fight Night is going to be good Saturday, and we're going to jump into the world of boxing now and take a look back at the Jack Catterall Harlem Eubanks fight. Chops, we had a technical decision because if you look over that right eye, Jack Catterall, it is nasty. They cut. It was an incidental. It was an accidental headbutt. Clash of heads, clash of styles, and it was a rough fight. I want to say there were at least 3 takedowns where they both went to the canvas.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure Eubank really threw a meaningful punch after round 1.
I know.
He moved, he shook, he danced a little, he pawed with his jab, but he wasn't throwing a punch.
You know what he reminded me of? And I hate to interrupt you, whatever have you, but and I know you've seen it. You live in Detroit. I know you've seen it, where you got 2 guys about to fight in the street, and one guy keeps doing this, moving his hands. He's moving a whole lot, but not towards his opponent and not throwing any punches. Exactly. You know what I mean? And that's what I thought about when I'm watching Eubank. And with your uncle, with your cousin, what are you doing? You can't tell me you don't train with them, or at least you should. But then that makes me think you don't train with them because of what I've seen. And you started off with the headbutt. I want to ask you something. Do you remember how the headbutt, Eubanks throws a left jab? It wasn't even a popping left jab, but he throws it. Catterall slides it. Here's what I didn't get. If it's MMA, I understand the head, the arm is in Eubanks' left arm going up so high around his neck. Mm-hmm. If you want to try to go for a bulldog choke, if you're going to try to do a toss, grabbing the head. But in boxing, you normally tie up the arms so they can't throw punches.
Yes.
And I'm not saying he pulled him in intentionally, and it damn sure didn't say he was going for the headbutt, and that's what he wanted to happen. But if you can, when we get off of this, we watch that. Just that part alone. Mm-hmm. I didn't get that. He throws a jab, then hooks him, and first thing you would have done was went the overhooks around the arm so he can't throw punches. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't do that. So that's what stuck out to me. The hand movement, all this that Eubanks is doing. Then the way they clashed heads, not that they clashed heads, the way they clashed heads. Then Eubanks is 31. He was 20-0 or 21-0, 20-0, something like that.
Like that, yep.
He didn't look relaxed in the ring. All that herky-jerky movement. He just didn't look relaxed to me. And who were his 20 wins again? Remember I said it against about Herndon, the guy who fought, and I said I watched it. I was like, I don't know who he's beat, but these guys should never be considered professionals. And I'm looking at who Eubanks has beat after I saw that performance. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Not a lot of names. Not a lot of names at all. No, I think it was a result of sloppy, reckless boxing. Because, like I said, they went down to the canvas at least 3 times each. It might have been 4 or 5. I stopped counting because it's kind of ridiculous. But the clash of heads was just sloppiness. And unfortunately, they both got cut, but Catterall's was nasty. I mean,
to be honest with you, if that would have been below the eye, and even to be honest with you, I don't know that he still couldn't have won if they'd have kept fighting. Only because your boy Eubanks was so ineffective. He was so, you know what I'm saying? So it's bleeding in his eye. So that's the problem. But if it had been here or under the eye, not bleeding, it was a nasty cut. But he could have continued because your boy Eubanks did nothing. He did nothing.
See, the concern I have is that if that gets hit again, you might rip the whole eyelid off.
And you're right. So that's where, again, and you risk that. I get that. He might have gotten lucky and thrown something. But here's also the thing, right? It's been said long before you and I ever put on a glove, before we hit a bag, before we did anything, before we liked boxing. Styles make fights. And I understand why, because we talked about it before. Conor Benn and Eubanks, right? They're going. The names, the father, the history. I get that, right? Mm-hmm. Tyson Fury, if he were to come back and fight Joshua in the UK, what it would signify, even though they're old or whatever have you. I didn't get this fight. Even in the UK, Catterall is gritty and he's tough, right? But Eubanks was 20-0. I get that. But with these styles, what made the promoter think this was going to be interesting?
I'm not real interested. I mean, I watched it because it was kind of a slow weekend, I'll be honest with you. And so we talked about last week. And I was as disappointed in the fight as I thought I would be.
Yes, we talked about that. Yeah. Okay. Remember how you and I have spoken, and I said, when you throw a pass, right, only 3 things can happen, 2 are bad. You can be complete, intercepted, or incomplete, 2 are bad. Mm-hmm. If I'm Catterall, unless they paid him the king's ransom, why would he take this fight? You're coming off of the loss to Barbosa. I get that, but Barbosa was tough. Mm-hmm. But before that, you beat Prograis, you beat Josh Taylor, which you had to, but I thought you won the first one.
Yeah.
And then you beat Jorge Linares.
Mm-hmm.
Why take this fight? I don't get it. And it's not like you were embarrassed against Barbosa. Mm-hmm. This to me was a huge step back. I don't get it. Now, also on the same token, I know he's fought in Australia. but mostly all his fights are in the UK. Maybe that's why he can't get a bigger name to fight than one to come to him, I don't think he's a draw outside of the UK. But I don't understand why he took this fight. There was nothing to gain from it.
He just doesn't seem to throw punches that really have bad intentions. He throws quick shots. He's a slippery little guy. He's tough, but I mean, it's like watching a flyweight fight.
I know.
But no damage. It's just who landed more.
And here's the thing. I don't know if the one commentator was trying to sell the fight, if he showed his ignorance, or if he tried to make us, the crowd, feel, well, they're idiots. They don't know. He used the term chess match. This is a great chess match. This is a boxing chess. Dude, are you serious? Nobody has defense. Nobody's a sharpshooter with that jab. Nobody moves with precision. Nobody has a sweet pea defense that can stand in a phone booth and still not get hit. What are you? Neither one is a knockout artist. Neither one, like I said, was a sharpshooter. What are you talking about? What are you? And then the fact that nobody really corrected them, and they didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, I don't know, man. I don't know. That stuck with me. You use that term seriously?
I think they were trying to sell the fight. I remember him saying that too, and I forget who it was, but I'm just like,
really? Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
It can take hours for a champion chess player to make one move. Yep. I guess if you're putting it in that perspective, yeah. If you're saying it's just that strategic and they're just waiting for their moment,
Yes. Yeah. You know what? Then the fact that you said it that way, maybe you're getting me to look at it correctly, because a chess match can be boring because it can take so long. That's why they make him hit the timer, because you have to do something. And this fight was boring. Boring.
Yeah, it did not help. To your point, Catterall didn't gain anything out of this. Matter of fact, he hurt himself by doing this, literally and figuratively.
Yes, because it's a nasty cut. You don't know how the scar tissue will heal up. He's 32 years old. It's not like he has a huge payday, a lot of paydays left. I hate to say wasted on this, but there was nothing to gain. Eubanks is already 31 years old, had 20 fights, was not in line for any belt, wasn't a big draw. What are you doing? I guess I don't know what the purse was, but if it was enough, it is what it is.
Yeah, I hear you. So it is what it is, and Catterall wins like we thought. Little different roundabout way of doing it, but at the end of the day, it was pretty much what we expected, which we were disappointed. And Jack Catterall is going to be interesting to see what he does next. I'm not sure who's going to fight him or what, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But we got the Ring 3 coming up, Chops. This is it looks like Turk's adopting the UFC concept of numbering all the pay-per-views going around. So this is number 3. It's going to be at Louis Armstrong Stadium in New York City, Queens. And we're going to be talking about the main event card. And let's start out with David Morrell against Imam Khataev. This is the light heavyweight 10-round contest. And Khataev is a pretty heavy dog. Morrell is a heavy favorite.
Yeah, he is. He is. By chance, do you have a slide of the entire card? By chance, do you have that? You could put that up. If you do,
I only have the title.
The main ones, the main ones, like the big names.
Yeah,
because you have who you got. You got right here Morrell versus Khataev.
Yep.
You have okay. Look at this.
Puello,
Berlanga. Listen to Big Dog. Mm-hmm. And again, you and I know these cats, but even if you don't, any last one of these fights would be a good main event on any other card. They really would. Mm-hmm. So when I'm looking at this card, just hear me out. Just hear me out. Because Riyadh season, was it who was it? Benavidez, and when they were looking at the best card we possibly had seen. Shakur was on that one too. Was it Benavidez versus? I can't remember who was all
that when he fought Sheeraz, Benavidez.
No, Bivol and Benavidez, was it? Bivol. Okay, that was a great card, but those were big names. All there were big names in fights we wanted to see. This card may not have the names and the cachet on it, is the Bivol and whatever have you.
But David Morrell fought that David.
That's it. this fight, this card with these 4 fights, I'd be willing to put fight for fight against any other card because you can have another card that's heavy on 2 out of 4. But these are all 4 good fights. They are really good fights. And that's all I wanted to say. These are all good fights, and we'll get into each one individually. So right now we're going with Morrell versus Khataev, okay?
Yes.
And what is he? Morrell. Last I saw it, Morrell was okay. Morrell, I had Morrell as a minus 650. So now he's grown to a minus 670. Last I seen him was 650. So now he's at 670. Khataev is a plus 450. I'm doing this first and foremost before I get into it and why. Khataev could surprise some people. Don't expect this to be a walk in the park for Morrell. Do not.
No.
Do not expect this to be a walk in the park. Now, look here. I know you're interested. You want to kick this one off? You want me to kick it off? It's up to you, big dog.
You got it. Run with it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go first off with Khataev because not a lot of people may not know him, right? Okay. Now, he's a bronze medalist, right? He's a bronze medalist. And he's another one of those like the Usyks, like the Lomos, like guys who are older but don't have a lot of fights. Mm-hmm. They're grimy, they're gritty, their amateur career, they made the most of it, and they really learned a lot, right?
Yeah.
So when you're looking at Khataev, right?
Yep.
He fights well in space. He pops his jab nice. He gets in. He gets out. Now, I'm going only positives right now. He gets in. He gets out, right? And he, like I said, he fights at lanes, and he's a strong puncher. And he throws nice combos. Mm-hmm. He throws very nice combinations, right? And he's not afraid to bang. He's not afraid to bang. And I think that is also because where he comes from, what is instilled in him, where he's from, what he believes in. But that amateur background plays a lot in it. It really does. So on that aspect, because of those reasons, like I said, fights well in space, nice combinations. Yeah. And I understand he only has 10 wins and not with a lot of names that you know. But when you take context clues, the other fighters from his region, his homeland, what they do, how they are, how they're older, but their records aren't high in numbers. There's a reason for that. And maybe they found the formula for success. But don't be surprised. That to me, that plus 450 minus 670, that's a little high for me. That's a little high for me.
You're right. When you say he puts together nice combinations, what I like what he does, because he's an orthodox fighter, he likes to lead. I saw this a lot. He likes to lead with a low left hook and then come upstairs with a hook and then follow up the right. So a 3-punch combo, hook, bang, and he's good at it. And he's very methodical. He works the body. He's not afraid to work the body with the right hand either. He changes his level where he's punching, and he's not afraid to go to the body, like you said. On the flip side of that, I would say he's because he's such a strong puncher, he's also a pretty methodical puncher. I'm not saying he's super slow, but he ain't gonna win any. He's not gonna wow you with his speed in the ring.
No, not at all.
But he's a stalker, and he's a hard puncher, and it seems like he has pretty good defense too. Although where I don't know is he wasn't really tested to this point yet, and he will be in this fight.
I got you. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Okay. So there we go. Now let's get into the negatives on Morrell or Khataev before we even go to Morrell, right? Mm-hmm. He does move well. He gets in, he gets out. And real quick, you talk about that double left hook to the body, to the head. Tyson used to throw that hook, then that straight uppercut with this. That was beautiful. It's not Tyson-esque, but he does throw that double with the left. Now, and he does move well, and he is strong. However, when he's willing to bang, he takes unnecessary shots. Now, I don't know if he takes unnecessary shots because he doesn't respect opponents that are in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he just has a chin made of granite. I don't know. Can't do that against Morrell. You can't take unnecessary shots. Now, and he does move well, but when he moves back, a lot of times he moves straight rather than, you know what I mean? Whatever. Now, Exactly. And we got a southpaw versus orthodox. Footing is important. So, number one, if you don't get that foot on the outside, right? That's important. You as it, you're fighting for that outside position. I've looked at some of his fights. He stands along the ropes a little more than he should. Again, but now here's the thing. And you believe the sun is going to rise tomorrow because it has so many times in the past, right?
True that.
So if he's made a diet and a living, I feel good on the ropes. I feel good fighting off the ropes, right? Your defense isn't the best, but you believe in your chin. Get that. But now you're fighting against a guy who throws some bombs. You're fighting against a guy who throws bombs.
Oh, and by the way, he's got an 8-inch reach advantage over Khataev.
No, I know. So I'm interested. But now, okay. So those are the negatives to me. Khataev takes more blows than he should. He moves back rather than at angles when he's getting up out of there, and he stays a little bit too long. And he's willing to exchange when he doesn't have to. You know what I mean? He's willing to exchange when he doesn't have to. Now, before I get to Morrell and his positives, it's up to you. You want to jump in? You want to talk on what negative positives you have on Khataev? I'm with it.
What I do want to say though is Khataev, he's ranked by every governing. I'm looking right now. Every governing body's got him ranked right now in light heavyweight. He's number 10 on the ring, 10 in WBA, 8 WBC, 6th in the IBF, 15th in WBO. Not many fighters are ranked across the board like that. So I'm surprised at the odds on this, considering how decorated really he is already. But again, I agree with you. I think those are the negatives. He cannot stay against the ropes like that against Morrell with that reach. That's not a good thing at all. I don't recommend it anyways, unless you're a very good defensive fighter. But at the same time, I don't like that at all. He's going to have to get in, and he's going to have to be willing to get in and take some abuse, which I think he is, but he's going to have to make it count. That's what when he gets inside, he's got to make it count. And I think he can.
Okay. You're right. All right. Now, I've already done my negatives and positives on Khataev. I'm going to go with, which is short because we all know them, to get to Morrell, right? Morrell is his third fight at 175. And to be honest with you, he looks like he could go back to 168. He doesn't look cut. He doesn't look ripped. He looks heavy at 170. He looks loose in the midsection to me at 175, right? Mm-hmm. But that's neither here. I'm not part of his team. They want to go to 175. Do you think? Okay. This is his second fight after Canelo. He lost to Canelo. He had his win against Ortiz, which showed us absolutely nothing. And here's the thing. You can learn a lot, as you know it. You can learn a lot in a loss. Is just as much. You learn more in a loss than you do in a win.
Typically.
I didn't see what he learned in that loss from
Benavidez.
Canelo. Or Benavidez, yeah, Benavidez. I didn't see what he lost. I didn't see. And I say that because when he came back out, you know what I mean? Or that loss to Benavidez, I'm sorry. I'm getting my fighters mixed. I'm sorry. I'm getting my fighters mixed up.
No
However, Morrell, yes, he lost to Benavidez. So this is what? This is his.
This is going to be
his first fight since.
Yes.
You're right.
No, we don't know what he's learned from.
Exactly. I'm getting him mixed up with Berlanga, who we're going to talk about later. I apologize.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. So with Morrell, 27, he's 11-1. I'm interested to see what he's learned. And here's the thing. And I'm glad I realized what I was talking about, or I realized I messed up. I don't think this is a great fight for him coming back. And I'll tell you why. Because Khataev is a smart fighter.
Mm-hmm.
He's a smart, disciplined fighter. When you're rolling 11-0, he had a big fight against Benavidez and you lose, right? He took he took a punishment. So I'm interested to see how he comes back from that, right?
Yeah.
And Khataev could show him some things he didn't see against Benavidez, because Benavidez was like, I'm in front of you, you're in front of me, let's swing, let's see who gets it better.
That's what he does, yep.
Khataev's not going to do that. This could have been and should have been a fight if Morrell is who we think he is. You're still only 27. You were on your rise. You hit a bump in the road because you took on one of the best at the weight class. I get that. I think he should have taken a fight to someone maybe in the top 15, maybe top 20, just to get back on the winning side. I appreciate what he's doing, giving us a great fight. I get that.
Yep.
Turk comes calling, the money's there. I'm going to take it. Don't know if this is the best thing for his career. Now, if he comes out and wins in spectacular fashion, all hail to him and his team. He did what he was supposed to. This is interesting. And I'm interested to see if 5 months is enough to get over mentally what you went through in that loss, because you had never tasted that. You would never take, regardless, even if you'd had gotten a late knockout or lucky knockout, the punishment that you went through, you had never seen that. So now you're taking time off. And now 5 months later, you have to, in 5 months, you had to heal. You had to reflect. You had to get mentally over. You had to be in negotiations for this fight. You have to game plan and get in a camp for a completely different fighter in 5 months.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm interested in this one. I'm really interested in this one.
So to touch on Morrell a little bit, I've seen a lot of his fights. I love his head movement. He's real good with moving his head. He's got good head movement. He's a strong puncher, but he kind of is a stereotypical southpaw. When he goes left, there's that chin sticking right out.
Yes.
You want to see my pretty face, right? Bang. But no, I think that leaves him exposed. And I think if Khataev has a shot, he's going to have to take advantage of countering after Morrell tries to throw the left. And if he can do that and then get inside, he's got a chance at this fight. This is
absolutely. Absolutely. Now, Morrell throws heavy leather.
Yes.
He throws heavy leather. Will get him to switch that up. And when I say switch that up, you are who you are. But is Morrell going to have to work in more behind the jab? We have to throw some punches to set things up. And to be honest with you, with what happens if he hits Khataev with damn near everything but the kitchen sink and doesn't drop him? What if Khataev's chin is as good as he believes it is? I'm interested, man. We'll see. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. I'm still going to go with Morrell because I do believe with his Cuban background, who he's been in there with. I'm hoping he learned a lot from the Benavidez fight. But I just think at the end of the day, his toolbox is a little better. I'm still going to go with, and maybe Khataev, as I'm saying, it's not an easy fight. Maybe Khataev is even going to shock me. You know what I mean? But I still can't. I don't bet on him. But if I was, I'm going with Morrell. I got to.
Yeah, I got Morrell in a late stoppage. It's a 10-round fight. I'm saying it's going to get stopped in the 8th round, but I think it's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be there's going to be some heavy leather being thrown.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What do you say? There will be blood. Yeah, man.
Now
it's going to be a good one.
Let's go to our next one here. We got Alberto Puello against Subriel Matias for the WBC Junior Welterweight Championship, and that's held by Puello. He's 24-0 with 10 knockouts. He's a southpaw. Matias 22-2 with 22 knockouts. So when he wins, he gets KOs.
Yeah.
They're going to be going for the junior welterweight title, for the WBC title. Man, this is a pick'em fight.
I know. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you tell me, I would like to say, if you tell me it ends early, I would say I'd like to go with Matias because of the power. And that's what I would go with. If it goes the distance, and here's the thing, okay. Again, I'm going to go with Matias first, right? I'm going to go with age over beauty. Matias, right? Mm-hmm. This cat plays no games, no running around. He's not hard to find. He comes to fight every time. He's bringing it. Now, he's got a 71-inch reach, 5'9". Puello, 71-inch reach, 5'9".
Mm-hmm.
Southpaw versus orthodox. And it's great because styles make fights. And as much as Puello does not end fights, Matias does. However, with his toolbox. Puello, I don't want to say he's going to show Matias things he's never seen, but I think, and it's only a 3-year difference, but I do think Puello is going to give Matias fits because Matias is much. What I love about him is what is easy to solve about him. He's coming straight forward. He's going to be there to be hit. He's there to be hit. Mm-hmm. So, and Puello is going to do that. Puello is going to do that. And for me, it really is a pick 'em. This one, I'm not even. I don't think foot placement is going to be an issue because Matias is just looking to come and throw punches. Yeah. He throws punches and bunches. He throws hard punches. He throws heavy punches. He's always busy. Puello's more calculated. He's more cerebral with his attacks. So that is why. But, and I'll get into it a little bit later, why this to me mimics Shakur Stevens and Zepeda.
Okay.
But that to me, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one.
So I want to look at Matias, and there's a lot. Like you touched on his positives. He's got great power. I mean, when 22 wins, 22 KOs. I mean, he's 6th in the world from Ring Magazine. He's the former IBF junior welterweight champion. He lost to Liam Paro by a unanimous decision a couple years ago, and then that's when he lost the title. He's gotten a couple TKOs since. His last fight was against Gabriel Valenzuela in March. He did avenge one of his losses to Petros Anion. He had actually lost a unanimous decision back in 2020, and then he actually got a stoppage. Anion didn't answer the bell in round 10 in January of 22. So he did avenge that. Here's the thing with Matias, though. He starts slow.
Yes.
And
yes.
I mean, he's got great power. Paro being this, Paro was a southpaw. So, and then watching that fight, I truly feel like if he had started quicker, he wins that fight. Because I thought he controlled the tempo more in the last half of that fight, but he gave away rounds early.
Yes, yeah, he did. Now, and I'm glad you mentioned it because that's the only barometer I really have to go on. Mm-hmm. Paro, the southpaw, the boxer, he had a little bit more power, not a whole lot more power than Puello, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and you're right, he gave rounds away. Let's see if he learned from that with the southpaw. Let's see if he's got, you know what I'm saying? But we know Matias is coming to fight.
Yeah. So for me now, Puello, he's a slower worker, but he's active. I mean, he's not throwing lightning fast shots, but he's scoring. He scores a lot. He's got a good defense. He's a good counter puncher.
Yes.
So it comes down to, can Puello take advantage of Matias starting slow and earn early rounds and then make him work from behind? Because that changes your mindset. And does he have the chin to handle the rush he's going to get from Matias? Because he will get it at some point. Because
yes,
had the power to put him out.
Now here's the thing, where he's coming out. He is in Puello, as you mentioned. He's coming off a nice win, a gritty win against Sandor Martin, right?
Yes.
To defend his title. Now, having said that, it's kind of weird, and I don't know why I always look at Puello and some of his other fights like a tall, long fighter and a counter puncher. He's a counter puncher, mm-hmm. but he looks long. He looks lean. But I don't say that again about Matias, and they're the exact same size. You know what I mean? Just the way they fight, it just makes the optics are different, right?
Exactly.
And he's in Puello inside, outside, at angles. He does not waste punches. He's not super duper active, but he makes his punches and he makes them count. This to me is going to be a good one, and yes, it is a pick 'em for me as well. It's a pick 'em for me as well.
I struggled with this one. There's a lot of what ifs, but I think that Matias is going to have enough in the tank by the middle rounds to really put the pressure on and either get a stoppage or get the decision over Puello.
Okay.
But
I said, it's a pick 'em for me, so I don't have
a
leg to stand on to say why I would combat that. You know what I mean? But this is a chess match.
Yeah,
styles make fights that I definitely want to see.
Yeah, this is a true chess match because they're actually going to be moving the chess pieces.
Yes. So, because Puello is going to be ducking, moving, I'm not here to be hit. Matias is coming straight forward. Who does Matias find Puello, or does Puello figure out Matias first? And I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
It's going to be a good one. Okay, now we got to go to our, surprisingly, this is a co-main event. Shakur Stevenson against William Zepeda, both undefeated. Zepeda is the interim lightweight champion for the WBC. The true champion is Shakur Stevenson. And I think Shakur today called that belt a fake. He goes, why'd you even bring that? And he brought a Mexican belt with him. Apparently he's going to whip his ass with it or something. I don't know what he's saying, but it very, very interesting fight. Let's talk about, you started out, Shas, let's talk about Shakur.
Okay. Talent-wise, one of the purest boxer, pure pugilist, one of the best in the game. One of the best in the game. However, he gets labeled boring. You know what I mean? He gets labeled boring. So his toolbox is complete. It is complete. I'll be honest with you though. I'm surprised minus 1,200.
Yeah.
That shocks me. Now, I will say this. You're looking at your boy Stevenson, who's what, 28?
Yep.
So he's 28, and he just seems younger. I don't know why he does. 28 seems like he should be around for a while, but you still don't hear about him in huge fights. Before this, he was still fighting on ESPN. You know what I mean? So, having said that, I'm interested to see this. However, if you like Shakur or if you don't like Shakur, there's going to be a question answered. Is he for real?
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter whether you like him or not. Is he for real is going to be the question, because Zepeda is coming forward. Now, it's two southpaws, so we don't have to worry about foot placement. They're whatever have you. Zepeda is coming forward. I will say this. Remember, we didn't talk about it because I didn't want to put it out there. I'm saying it now. I'm putting this out there. Zepeda has had 5 fights in about 16 months. This will be his 5th fight in like 16 months.
Yeah.
He had coming off of two hard ones
against Farmer.
With
right?
Farmer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 4 months later. Big dog, I don't know if I don't know if his camp is doing him any favors. I don't know if his camp is doing him any favors with this.
It probably, hey, you're getting your co-main event with Shakur Stevenson. We're going to pay you big money. It's a title fight. Take it. I mean, this is your shot.
Yeah,
you don't turn it down. But I agree with you. 4 months off of 2 tough fights against a solid opponent, and now you're going to fight one of the best around. That's a lot to ask. He's only 29 himself. He's a young guy, but don't get me wrong, but that's still a lot to ask.
It is. And I'm almost thinking when they came to him, if he could have stepped back and said, no, I'm good. Because I don't know, because you figure, again, come to him, bring it up. And here's my thing, and I'm going to just keep it a buck with you. The fact that Turkey even came to him and brought this fight to him, I don't think Turkey cares about the fighters and their well-being and their health. No, and I'm just being honest with you, because how do you come off of 2 wars that you had with Farmer,
mm-hmm.
and we're going to get you in, we're going to negotiate, you got to go through the camp, all that in like 4.5 months, 5 months? You know what I mean? So, and you're fighting a guy who's not going to be there. You truly have to be on your game. You're going to have to be on your horse to get to him. He could have, to me, even if he just said, depending on when they do this or when they run this, if Schofield went, no, I'm gonna relax. I'll take the winner of Schofield if he beats. I don't know, man. I just don't know if or just set something else up, another fight. But I'm gonna watch it. But like I said, either way, we're going to see. Number one is your boy Stevenson for real, because only if he's got the gas for 3-4 rounds, as in Zepeda, because he's gonna have to find Stevenson. Even if he's only got enough, he's going to pressure Stevenson. Just pressure break pipes. That's what we're going to see.
Yeah, I fear Stevenson's going to do what he's been doing in the last few fights, at least. I mean, he beat he beat Ken Seisao, he beat De Los Santos, and then he beat Hartulian. But he didn't look overly impressive doing it, right? Active enough to win the fight, but didn't wow anybody. Didn't put it. They were all unanimous decision victories. He did get his last fight was the TKO over Padley, who took the fight onto a 2 weeks notice.
And he wasn't even a full-time boxer. This fight let him become a full-time boxer.
Yeah, exactly. So, if I'm a Stevenson fan, I don't want to see that. As a boxing fan, I want to see him back up all the talk.
Well, true.
Don't show me.
Yes, you can show me better than you can tell me. You can show you better than you can tell me. Now, here's the thing, Drew, because you made an interesting comment. You're afraid if he gets the chance to get on his horse and be a boring fight like the other fighter against the other fighters, then I think Zepeda is hurt. Hurt as in not 100% going into this camp. Because there's no way Zepeda sits back and lets him, as in Stevenson, dictates the fight. The Zepeda we know is coming forward. He's coming to find you. He's coming to find you. You know what I mean? So if Stevenson makes this a boring fight, I'll start to call it Zepeda's not healthy. Zepeda's not himself. He's not in the right head frame, whatever. Because we know Zepeda, even if it's only for 1 or 2 rounds, whatever it is, if he's coming to bring that fight. And Stevenson is good. I don't think he as in Zepeda will allow 29 wins or 33 wins, 27 by knockout. Yeah. Somebody's O's got to go. You know what I mean? I just don't think Zepeda, but I love the fact he's not just sitting on his O and he wants to take the big names and the top fights. Of course, he gets paid, compensated for, but he throws a lot of punches. Now, the problem is his head is not hard to find. No. His head is not hard to find. Will Shakur have the power to stop him, or will it be an accumulative of punches to where he just whitewashes? It's interesting to see. I don't see a knockout, but people are betting that Shakur can get the knockout. But if they do, it's only got to be because of the wars he's been in. That's a lot. 5 fights, man. It's being a 5th fight in 16 months. That's a lot of wear and tear on the body, brother. Yeah, that's a lot of wear and tear on the body.
And I'll be honest, I think a lot of Shakur fans are just Shakur fans, and they're almost oblivious to those around them. So I'd bet $1 at 50% of the fans that are Shakur fans don't know who William Zepeda is.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, exactly. I'm just saying it. It's like, okay. I mean, I think the only way Zepeda wins is to get a KO. I don't think if it goes the distance, he ain't going to win. He's not going to get enough rounds. He's not going to. He won't.
No. And I also want to see if he catches Shakur early, will Shakur abandon the game plan and really get back on? I just need to outbox. I'm not going to say he's going to look like Devin Haney against Ramirez last fight. However, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm interested to see because I believe Zepeda's coming. Anybody can change, we can whatever. I believe Zepeda's coming, and Zepeda's going to be who he is, who he's always been. But if he and Shakur because Shakur's never really been hit, he's never really been hit solid. Mm-mm. I think that's going to change come Saturday night, brother.
And William Zepeda is the number 3 lightweight in the world, and this is the number 2 in Stevenson. Yeah, I got Stevenson winning, but I think it's going to be those odds shock me. I just saw that today, and I'm like, are you shitting me?
Yes, minus 1,200. That's crazy. And when you have a Zepeda 33-0 with some good names on that resume, some battles on that resume, and to me, there are names on his resume that Shakur has on his, and he's a minus 1,200. Stevenson,
crazy.
It's like Stevenson's family made those odds.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I know.
But now we go to the main event, and we're going to go a little over the hour, and that's okay because we got to get this one.
Yeah.
Hamzah Sheeraz against Edward Berlanga, the super middleweight clash. Man, this is going to be something. You got the 6'3" Sheeraz against the 6'1" Berlanga. I mean, Sheeraz is 21-0-1 with 17 KOs. Berlanga 23-1-0 with 18 KOs. That only loss coming to Canelo, as you mentioned earlier. Wow, let's start it off, man. Let's talk about Berlanga's who everyone knows because we got to see him on ESPN all the time with a lot of those first round knockouts. And but man, he's strong, he's tough. Man, is he cocky?
Yes. Ridiculously cocky. Yeah. Ridiculous. Okay, now he's the one who I was talking about, that's coming off, and he lost to Canelo, right? So he loses to Canelo, where we talked about you could learn more in a win or loss than you do in a win. I didn't see him learn much against Ortiz. Now Berlanga is the one to me who's soft in the middle. He's the one who looks like he could go down a weight class, but that's neither here nor there, right? Mm-hmm. So having said that, okay, he didn't learn much against Ortiz. Now, Sheeraz is coming off of a draw against Carlos Adames. Did you watch that fight by chance?
As a matter of fact, I just watched highlights of it before the show just to kind of get a little reacclimated a little bit, and it was a very close fight. Okay,
I had Sheeraz losing that fight. Right? That's not a hill I'm willing to die on, but I think a lot of people had Sheeraz losing that fight. Now, having said that, let's see if he's learned anything, right? Because Berlanga didn't learn anything in his fight against Ortiz after he lost Canelo. Mm-hmm. His team did what he was supposed to, get our young fighter back on the winning track, get our young fighter back in a positive mind frame. He can knock people out, and that's what they did. Now, your boy Sheeraz team come off of a draw, and this is his first fight at 168. He was at 160. This is his first fight. So now I had been reading that he is in Sheeraz. He was having a hard time making 160. So possibly that's why he moved up. Possibly that's why he was drained against the Adames. I don't know. But your first time at 168, you got to tip your hat to this cat stepping in there against Berlanga, because whether you think Berlanga has recovered from the Canelo loss, whatever you think, he throws heavy punches. You got to be worried about that. And I didn't even get in the tactical side of it. I just was, running off about that. But go ahead, man. Tell me what you got.
Well, we know he's tall, and this is going to be the first time that Berlanga's fighting a bigger fighter than him. He's a taller, longer guy. So he's going to have to approach him a little differently. Sheeraz throws, he's got some nice pop in his punches, but here's what I noticed in a few of his fights. He's got a good high guard, but look at my face.
Yeah.
You can find it.
You're looking at it. You didn't tuck that chin.
Now, one thing I noticed about Berlanga, he does not come straight forward like that. His shots are more side, almost like pseudo hooks, shuttle hooks, whatever, down low. He comes more from the side. So if he can get that straight jab, or even get him to drop his guard a little and come down the middle, he will have the middle all day. Sheeraz has to protect the middle.
Yeah, you beat me to it. Because Berlanga likes to throw heavy, he throws every punch with bad intentions. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to set anything up. He wants to shift organs with body punches. He wants to knock you out with every head blow. Now, and in doing that, not saying he's going to get the bow and arrow, but he will go wide.
Yeah.
Shortest distance is a straight line. And let's not forget, Sheeraz uses his distance and his height and length well. He does, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He fights it well. He is not like some of the other cats, whatever, but he uses his height and his length well. I want to see, does he make Berlanga work in behind that jab? Does he use that jab to try to set something up? Does he, when I'm saying he, I'm Sheeraz, is Sheeraz using that jab to set something else up? Is he using that as a deterrent? Is he using it as a piston to really pop it in there? I'm interested to see how that goes. And I know it's 110 plus 110 minus 150. To me, that's close. That's a pick 'em. Yeah. That's a pick 'em. And here's the thing. Berlanga, they say, has hard time making 168. But he didn't want to go up to 175. I don't know. I don't want to stay one. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he tasted Canelo at 175. That ain't for him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Sheeraz, it's impressive. You come off basically, it's a draw in the books, but possibly a loss at 160. Screw that running it back. Screw that going back to 160. Not only am I jumping big time, I want the big dog at the 168 pawn. That's impressive. And I'm interested to see how Berlanga handles a guy that can box, can throw some heavy, can throw some leather, but he also boxes. He Sheeraz also boxes. I'm interested to see how this goes, man. This is another good one to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of Berlanga personally, but I love how he fights. I mean, his fights are fun to watch, man, because it's exciting. And other than the Canelo fight, he's come out on top. I mean, but
okay, hold on real quick while it's fresh in your mind.
Yeah,
you said you like to watch the Berlanga fights.
I do.
Is it because he's throwing heavy leather, win or lose? Somebody's going to eat leather, somebody's going to get knocked out, or you like his offense/defense in his entire toolbox?
No, he's exciting for his offense and how that someone's going to defense. Quite frankly, his offense is so overwhelming. We haven't seen a lot of defense.
I know.
When he fought a guy that could throw, Canelo, he ended up on his ass in the third, ended up losing the fight. Now, he didn't get his ass kicked. I mean, he got beat soundly.
True. He finished.
Yeah.
And I wonder, I don't want to say were the lights too big, but did he give Canelo too much respect for his name? Did he get hit with shots? Did getting knocked down mentally throw him off his game? I don't know. It could be a whole lot of things. You know what I mean? It's a whole lot of things of what could have happened. However, he, as in Berlanga, needs to close the distance.
Yeah.
You can't just walk down a guy that's taller than you, right? Who has a nice offense, who has he's got some punches. He's got some punches, you know what I'm saying, in that bag of his. So you can't just walk him down. You, as in Berlanga, you can't just walk him down. You got to give Sheeraz his credit. Sheeraz is only 26. So I really want to see what he's learned from that fight and that draw. That's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know. All I do know is Berlanga didn't walk in. He didn't set up the jab. He didn't say anything up against Ortiz. He beat him down. He bullied him and did what he was used to doing before the Canelo fight. I didn't see a lot of growth. We'll see. We will see on this one. So I'm interested. It's a good weekend, brother. It is a good weekend.
Who do you like in that fight?
Man. I'm going to go Berlanga. But I think Sheeraz is going to make it interesting. I really believe Sheeraz is going to make it interesting. And I'm not going to lie to you, and I'm going only with Berlanga because of the name and whatever have you. But Sheeraz, I'm hoping he learns some things, man. I'm hoping he learns some things, and we'll see, man. We will see. It's going to be a good one. It is going to be a good one.
I want to pick Sheeraz. I want to pick the upset. I don't have enough guts to do it. I really don't. And because I agree with you. I'm going to take Berlanga, but I think Sheeraz has a hell of a shot at this.
You know, I'm going to do something I literally don't think I've done since 7th grade. I'm going to give in to peer pressure, and I'm going to go with Sheeraz. Just so we can be opposite, I'm going to go with Sheeraz.
You didn't watch the Just Say No commercials when we were kids, man. Just say no.
Don't do it. I know. I'm giving in. I can't. As my dad say, I don't care if everybody else jumps off a bridge. You doing it too. Be your own thinker. And I do want to go Berlanga because of the name, but just what they offer. If you took away the names, and it's just the silhouettes of guys boxing, I like Sheeraz's toolbox. I really do. I do. Yep. And I haven't seen what he's learned after his loss. I did see Berlanga after his loss, and I didn't see a lot of growth. He to me, Berlanga could have still gotten a first round knockout, even a second or third round knockout, and dominated the first 2 rounds with the jab, getting in, showing his defense, working the body a little bit. He came in throwing bolo punches, and he wanted to get him out of there, and that's what he did. So did what he was supposed to do. He wanted to get the win. He wanted to get the knockout, wanted to get his mental psyche back, and he did all that. I think Sheeraz is somebody to be reckoned with, man. And I'm picking the upset. I'm going to go with Sheeraz. All right, here's what I want. I want Zepeda. I want Sheeraz. I want Morrell. Khataev Morrell. That's interesting.
That's a good fight.
I like Lewis and Puello and Matias is a pick 'em for me. I don't have a like in anyone on that one. I don't think. And I'd like to see Zepeda get this win, sit back. Maybe you get a December fight. Relax. Well, hell, that's still only 6 months. You know what I mean? 5 months.
Yeah.
Win this one. If Schofield wants to get another fight in before the end of the year, let him. But if I'm Zepeda, I've earned it to sit back and relax until early 2026. If I'm Zepeda. But hey, Zepeda's what? He's 30. He's 29 years old, so he may not want to sit back. I don't know.
No, I hear you. He does need a little rest.
Without question. This
rest.
will be 5 fights in 16 months. It's crazy. That's crazy.
I agree. Hey, real quick before we head out, we got the trilogy: Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. It's Friday, which is actually tomorrow. This is July 10th. We're recording this tomorrow, July 11th, when we'll be live streaming this. It's on Netflix. Previous results was a split decision for Taylor and then a unanimous decision for Taylor.
Yeah.
Who do you like in this one?
I still think Taylor has the better toolbox. I keep using that word, the better skill set. But I think if it's even close, they're going to give it to Serrano. Just, I hate to say throw her a bone, but I think they're going to give it to Serrano. And you know me, I'm not a fan of Jake Paul, the fighter. But I got to give Jake Paul his due. This is another MVP event. He's got another Netflix, so he's raking in more money. And guy's name was Ben Askren, who needed a double lung transplant. And Jake Paul knocked him out years ago. They fought. He knocked him out years ago. His insurance, as in Ben Askren's, wouldn't pay for it.
Mm-hmm. So Paul donated, I'm hearing like $500,000 a grip to get this taken care of. Where a lot of UFC guys, Dana White, those guys. Now, I admit, I think he only had 2 or 3 fights in UFC, did Askren, so it's not like he was a big moneymaker or whatever, a huge guy for them. However, nobody in the MMA community was really coming forward. It took Jake Paul to do this. You know, he's putting on an all-female card. This all-female card for MVP in Netflix is pretty good. Yeah.
If Jake Paul, even if he wanted to keep fighting, stop calling out real fighters. You know what I'm saying? And when you go from Anthony Joshua to Gervonta Davis in one breath, that just shows you're not even being legit with it. But for the aspect of what he's doing, as in putting people on, putting money in people's pockets, helping out other guys, I got to give him credit on that. He's doing his thing on that. He's doing his thing on that. I don't think he's a top 15 fighter. I don't think he's a significant or a true cruiserweight contender. But in this aspect, I got to give him his props. But I do think Katie Taylor is the better fighter. But she's 39, 40 years old. Take this Netflix money, take this purse, ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, I hear you, man. That's going to be a good one, though, definitely. I'm going to be checking that out.
Who you got?
I think Taylor will win the fight.
You're going to tell? Okay, I got you.
And I'm looking forward to seeing Alicia Baumgartner get back in the ring.
Savannah's on this too. Savannah, she's on this. It's all women. It's a great fight, man. It really is.
It is.
It really is. So we'll see, man. We'll see. It is a great fight. It is a great card.
All right, it was great talking boxing and UFC with you, Chops. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate your feedback. Appreciate your support. Don't forget to check us out every week on the Roku channel for the DAZN network every Friday night at 10 p.m. He's Chops. I'm Drew. We're talking combat sports every week. We'll talk to you next week. Take care, everybody. Thank you for watching the Haymakers and Submissions podcast. You can find us on the ESEN network on the Roku app every Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time beginning on October 4th, 2024. Check us out on Twitter X. Our handle is @HeySubPod, capital H, capital S, capital P. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss a single episode. Just go to your web browser and type in www.youtube.com/@Haymakers and Submissions podcast, as we will drop content weekly. Whether it's boxing, MMA, or wrestling that gets you fired up, you'll get all you need right here at the Haymakers and Submissions podcast.